All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. This is our webinar about pandemic EBT. Welcome. It is April 17th, 2020, and we hope to answer your questions today. My name is Diane Golsinski, and I am the Child Nutrition Director for the state of Michigan. I will be your host today, along with a couple of other members of our partnership team. All participants have been muted upon entry to this webinar, and this webinar is being recorded. Should we experience a Zoom bombing incident, we will immediately end the webinar. Please use the chat box to provide any questions you would like. We only have 6 slides today, so we don't anticipate being here for a very long time, but we do ask that you hold your questions until we get through all 6 slides, because we anticipate a good number of your questions will be answered on the slides. We will do our best to get to all questions in the 30 minutes we have available. If we do not get to your questions, or if you think of other questions later, please know that you can always reach us at mde-schoolnutrition@michigan.gov, and we will be happy to respond as soon as possible. I want to thank our friends at the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Dawn Sweeney is the SNAP program state administrator, and she's the lead for this project. She's been really a wonderful partner to work with, and our state is very lucky to have her. So what exactly is pandemic EBT, or P-EBT? P-EBT is a brand new program authorized under the Families First Coronavirus Act, which was signed into law in March. Our Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP program partners at the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services are the lead, as I've said. MDE is assisting, along with our partners from the Department of Management and Budget, Center for Educational Performance or Information, otherwise known as CEPI. P-EBT are food benefits for all families with children who were receiving free or reduced price meals prior to the crisis. This means approximately 900,000 kids in the state of Michigan will be receiving these benefits in the coming weeks. Some have already started to see those benefits on their cards as of today. There is no application necessary or any additional information needed from local school districts at this time. We will talk more in a couple of slides about additional ways that you can help your families take advantage of this new program. Pandemic EBT benefits are available to all children, whether they attend a public school, a charter school, or a non-public school, if they qualified for free or reduced price meals prior to the conference. So the type of school does not matter. If they qualified, they will be able to participate in these benefits. This includes every single child in a community eligibility provision or a CEP building. Again, no application necessary, no household survey necessary. Every child in a CEP building will receive pandemic EBT benefits. In traditional National School Lunch Program schools, this also includes students who were directly certified via SNAP, directly certified by Medicaid Free or Medicaid Reduced, directly certified by TANF or foster status. Students who qualified through a free or reduced price meal application based on the reporting in the Supplemental Nutrition Eligibility or the SNE field in the Michigan Student Data System or MSDS Spring Collection, those children also qualify. Children who were classified as migrant, runaway, or homeless also qualify for this program. There are some special caveats, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Early childhood students who were directly certified after the early childhood collection earlier this year will also qualify. Finally, This program also includes eligible students enrolled in special education services through their local school or school district ISD, as well as students who are in virtual or cyber schools who would qualify for free or reduced price meals. One note for our non-public partners. Non-public school students that were not reported as a part of a public school collection, but directly certified for free or reduced price meals through an early roster collection submitted by their non-public school will also receive benefits. Again, we'll talk more about some special caveats to that in just a moment. So how much money are we talking about? The P-EBT benefit will be $5.70 per day for each day that school is closed as a result of the pandemic. In Michigan, that means approximately $190 per child for the months of March and April. Those are the benefits that started to show up last night on bridge cards, and new bridge cards will be mailed out next week. I'll talk more about that in just a moment. As for May and June, that will be approximately $180 again per child, and those benefits will go out around the end of May. I want to say it again, this is a per child rate. So those numbers can be multiplied by the number of children in a home. The benefits also expire after 1 year. For those families who were already receiving SNAP, so they already had a bridge card and they were receiving SNAP benefits, as I've said, those benefits started to be loaded in last night's processing batch. So they started to see those benefits as early as today. For those families who were not already receiving SNAP, they will get a card in the mail, hopefully starting next week, if not certainly by the week after. There will be instructions with that card explaining how to call and pin the card so the card can be used. The card will go to the address in the Michigan Student Data System. If there's not an address in the Michigan Student Data System, the card will be sent to the school, and we will be asking the school to help us mail the cards to the appropriate family. We anticipate that this is how it will need to happen for migrant students, as well as those students who are attending non-public schools. We will be reaching out directly to migrant coordinators and non-public school administrators separately with that information on how to make that happen. A couple of limitations to note about P-EBT. Households will receive a letter in advance of the EBT card that explains what to do when the card arrives. Although we know that not all families read or understand the information that comes, and sometimes they don't always trust the information that comes in the mail. So it's really important for our school districts, who our families trust, to be helping us to advise parents to watch for that mailer and to call the toll-free number if they have questions. Our parents often trust the schools, and so it's important for our schools to help us to properly advertise and promote this program. It's also important to note that P-EBT currently, as of today, will only reach the children who were eligible for free or reduced price meals prior to the pandemic. As of today, it will not capture the families who have recently lost their jobs or lost their income. We are working on it though. I don't want you to feel like this is forever, all the way into May. I have an amazing team that's working on how can we collect the new data? How can we do this in a way that is reasonable for all of you at the local level? And then how can we get those new data points to our partners at SNAP to get additional cards out? Newly eligible students, we will put that guidance out as soon as we have that process figured out and ready to go. It's important to remind everyone that there is an expectation that unanticipated school closure SFSP meals will continue even with the distribution of P-EBT benefits. P-EBT is meant to supplement the effort and not supplant the work that's already happening. These unanticipated school closure SFSP meals are critically important to reach those families who have recently lost employment due to the pandemic. In addition, meals provided through schools are incredibly more cost efficient than the food families can purchase at a local grocery store. So maintaining unanticipated school closure food distribution is critical for helping local families as well as local economies. It's also important to know that these benefits do not fall under the public charge rule in the way that SNAP benefits do. So while they can be used at a store in the way SNAP benefits can, they don't come with the same strings that SNAP benefits often come with. So for your families who may be worried about that, again, they trust you. Please help us to get that information to them so that they know and understand that. It's also important to notice that benefits can be retroactive if the Michigan Student Data System is updated. So collecting free and reduced price meal applications now can really help families that are newly eligible due to the high rate of employment. We've talked about this on a number of our town hall meetings. Accepting those applications and processing those applications now, when we figure out how to do a different or a new collection in MSDS, we will be able to get benefits to those families and make them retroactive to the beginning of March. Those applications also help local districts determine new or additional sites for the summer food service program. They also allow for 30 days of carryover benefits for those families into the new school year. So accepting those free and reduced applications now is really critical. So before I get to questions and we start putting your questions in the chat box, I'd really like to thank all of our partners who helped make this program possible. It's quite daunting to start a new program in the middle of a pandemic, but we couldn't do it without this amazing team. Our partners at the Department of Health and Human Services, the SNAP agency, Dawn Sweeney and her team, CEPI, Fawn Dunbar and her team have been incredible, as well as those on my own team, Peter Jones, Melanie Brumler, Natalie Mickelson, Dan Carlson, Nikki Somerville, and so many others. We wouldn't be able to do this without them, and we wouldn't have this available to our families to help them through a pandemic if it wasn't for them. So please, next time you talk to them, please be sure to say thank you, because they really are just quite amazing in making this happen. So with that, we will go to the chat box and start to answer some questions that may be there. One question is, who is responsible for filling out the SNE report? And Melanie answered, it's going to be different in every school or district. Typically, the pupil accounting person would be responsible for getting the information from nutrition services. Oh, I'm going to unmute Melanie real quick in case she needs to answer a question. There you go, Mel. You are unmuted in case you need to answer a question.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, back to our questions over here. Lynn asks, so what is the report called so I can make sure it got done? And Natalie answered, it was part of the spring collection. Barb asks, what about Head Start and early Head Start programs? They are automatically eligible for CACFP. And we are working on that. We do know that students who were directly certified would be included. We're trying to figure out what that early childhood collection looks like and which students are a part of that. And as soon as we have additional information, we will get that out to everyone. Ann says the mailer will come from MDE via US mail to the parents, but the school is the one required to mail the card to the family. Why not have MDE mail them both at the same time? So in most cases, the card and the flyer will go directly to the family. Only in the case of migrant students or the non-public students whose addresses and information are not in the Michigan Student Data System, only in those cases will the information go directly to the building. And in those cases, we will be talking to those building administrators, those migrant liaisons, et cetera, to help us get the card out. But in the good majority of the cases, that information will go directly to the families. What we will be providing to you as the school districts is information that you can put out via social media or email or other methods so that families know and trust the information that's coming in the mail is real, because they know that they trust you, and you can't always trust everything that comes in the mail, unfortunately. Someone asks, one side said benefits will expire in 1 year. Does this mean families can expect to get the extra per child for 1 year? Not at this time. For right now, we know that school is closed by the governor's executive order through June, right? So whatever your normal, regularly scheduled school year is. So we have calculated those benefits out. They will go out in 2 installments, one for March and April, the 2 weeks in March plus the time in April, and then all of May and a 2-week average in the month of June. So they'll go.
Hello. Okay, I just got word that Diane's internet died. Can someone respond in the text box that you hear me? In the chat box. And Natalie says I'm up, so hi everyone. Oh, my background, just in case anybody can see that, that's Plymouth Canton's unanticipated school closure lunch. It's all their bags set up in their high school. All right, so let me go back to the questions and see where we're at, since we do have a few more minutes. Okay. Okay, Diane was talking about the benefit. So at this point in time, the cards, they will receive money for the months of March, April, May, and June 2020. The benefits, that money will be on those cards for up to a year. At this point in time, we don't anticipate there being more money past the month of June, but I guess, hi Diane, but I guess we will have to wait and see what happens. All right, so let's see, scroll down. So for CEP buildings, as Diane said, every student in a CEP building will receive the benefit. If they already have a card for food assistance program, the money will be added directly to that card. There actually was kids that got that benefit last night. For other students that have never had a food assistance card, they will get one of the new ones in the mail. And on our earlier call, Dawn Sweeney, the director over at DHHS, did say that these EBT cards, because they don't have, it'll be a different looking card, the traditional bridge card with the pretty bridge. This card will be plain. It will not have that bridge on it, but it will essentially do the same thing. And they actually will be communicating out to the retailers to explain that there will be this new bridge card coming that will look a little different from what they typically see from the other DHHS clients. And one other thing to clear up with the EBT cards is some households may have EBT cards for WIC. That is also a different card because it's a different program. So yes, they may have that WIC EBT card, but they will get a new card just for this pandemic EBT. So this question is, what will happen to cards that are mailed to addresses that are no longer valid because families have relocated? Diane, do you have, I believe it will just, it'll go
Hey
through.
everyone, I'm back. Thanks, Mel. Sorry for that technical glitch. It's my understanding that the forwarding of the card would happen at the postal service level. So if the family has provided a forwarding address with the postal service, they'll be able to get the cards in that way. Otherwise, we don't have a way at this time to redirect those cards to a different address.
Okay, for the question about the CEP school, another one, yes. At this point, all kids in a CEP school will get the benefit. So if you are in a CEP school, we won't need you to update any information at this time because we have captured every student there, even the ones that don't qualify per se via the SNE field or direct certification. There's a question here about grocery delivery services. That one we will have to talk to DHHS about, and we'll put that in the FAQ document because I don't know the answer to that one.
Mel, I do.
You do? Okay.
At this time, grocery delivery services are not allowable on a SNAP card, although I know our SNAP partners are trying to work on that. You may be seeing press releases of other states that have been added to the pilot test for being able to use EBT cards with grocery store services. And at this time, it's not available in the state of Michigan other than a couple of Walmart stores allow EBT as a payment choice if you do click and pull, but otherwise it's not available in the state of Michigan, but we're working on it.
Diane, maybe you know the answer to this one too. The unaccompanied youth, homeless youth, will they receive the card separate as long as the address is in MSDS?
As long as the address is in MSDS, but I do believe that we were going to, with our partners, Michelle Williams and her team, to try to make sure that those kids had access to those cards.
Okay. Okay, so then there's one down here. Yes, so the question, are you saying that free and reduced families are getting an extra amount to help cover these closure days, not to be a substitute, but to be a supplement? Yes, that is correct. It is a supplement. And we anticipate for the most part most part, districts won't have to do anything because the ones that we anticipate that will be mailed directly to the districts are for migrant students and then our non-public school sponsors. It is really important, though, that to emphasize that supplement because there are a lot of households, especially right now, that have lost their income and are truly relying on the unanticipated school closure SFSP sites to get by until the different checks and income come into them. So I just want to remind everyone how important those sites are, and we do really appreciate everything you're doing to help the families that are kind of falling through the cracks, unfortunately. The question, when can we expect to receive information from MDE? We are currently working on that. There are folks working on that as we speak right now. There are some materials out there already from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services that you can link and put on your social media, but we're working on a few things that will hopefully be a little bit more plain language. And I know we've had requests for stuff that can be translated, so we're working as quickly as possible to get that done so that those things can be translated. The question, we claim our preschool and GSRP with our middle school. We are CEP, will the preschool and GSRP be included? So as of today, I can tell you that if a student, a preschool student or a GSRP student was submitted in the early childhood collection and directly certified, they will be included. Based on the last call at 9:30, I'm actually working on some details that hopefully I can expand that benefit out to some other GSRP preschool kids based on what's in the early childhood collection. But honestly, I do have to run that through all channels and make sure that we can make that happen. But we are working on that right now. So if there's a parent having problems with the card or the funds, there will be a 1-800 number where you can have them contact to get help from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. What about families that used to have a bridge card? Will monies go on the old card? I would say it would probably depend on how old the card is. They may get a new P-EBT card. If their food assistance case is old, I'm going to guess, but we will confirm with DHHS that they would get the new card. Yes, so the question is, so are you saying even if they are not free and reduced, but we are a CEP building, all students get the benefit assistance? The answer is yes. We will have this presentation available out on our website as soon as we can get it through clearance to get it posted. So with if parents don't get the card or the benefit, that, like I said, there will be a 1-800 number that we will provide to everyone, but just know that those cards have not been printed yet. So the only kids that have gotten benefit at this point are kids that are current food assistance program clients. The other kids, those cards are being finalized now, so it could be another week or so before those cards start to show up. For special education students up to age 26, yes, the funds will be or the benefit will be provided to all special education students up to age 26. And that also includes early on students as well, and special education early childhood students. So Kimberly Browning, the non-public schools who are free and reduced but didn't get submitted in MSDS, we are working right now with CEPI to determine how you will need to submit that information to them, because it will be a little bit different from how you have been doing direct certification for your non-public school students. And please look for more information from us next week on that. Yeah, Mary, you're right. So if the special ed students are already approved for free and reduced benefits, they will get it. Diane, is there anything to add to that for special ed students?
I don't think so. That's what we know right now. Yep.
Okay, Natalie answered. So Ronald Wines, yes, to answer your question. So this benefit is being provided to any student in Michigan in a public school district or charter school that is eligible for free and reduced lunch per the SNE field in MSDS. So we do have schools around the state that don't offer a program per se, but they have students eligible for free and reduced. Those students will get this benefit as well. Colleen, I'm gonna type my email into this. Will you please contact me with your questions specifically? I'd like to talk through some of this so I make sure that we are able to help these unaccompanied homeless youth properly. We have, I'm learning some of these things just from being part of these town halls. So I just want to make sure that I am able to take this back to the people that I need to, and we can get these cards handled appropriately. Let me see this, how long before new data is entered? So John, I wish I had an answer for your question today on how long before new data is entered. We will know more next week. I'm hoping as soon as possible, but if you're familiar with all of the data collection, it is quite a process. So, and I don't have any of the partners from CEPI on this call today to help answer how long that might take. Ron, we will get that phone number out in an FAQ document as soon as possible. I actually believe it was on, if Diane, you go back to the slide with the picture of that flyer, it was in that flyer. You can do that.
This one?
One more maybe?
Or the other flyer?
The other flyer, right here. Yeah, it's kind of under, oh. No, oh, I'm sorry, I think it's the other flyer that says draft on it.
Yep, this one.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Okay, yep, there you go.
1-833-905-0028. That's how old I am. I have to move my glasses so I can see it. But we will post these so everyone else can see them too.
So the question, so what about our district is CEP, but we have resident students that are going to another district as school of choice. That is, yeah, so just a second. Okay, so if the school, whichever school the student is going to is going to be how they get the card. So if they live in your district but go to another one, the benefit will be processed through the district they go to. So yeah, unfortunately there would be kids that by the nature of where they choose to go to school would not get the benefit, if that makes sense. Esther, email me with your information and I can help get the answer for the homeless youth to you as well. Diane, do you want to just recap the amount of money that will be on the card again? That question is here.
Sure thing.
Oh,
I will find the slide. There it is. So it's $5.70 per day. That comes out to about $190 for March and April and $180 for May and June.
okay. Thank you. So the school meals at home flyer is actually what is going to be mailed out to the households. We have not been able to get the final copy of that yet. Once we do, we will put it out through our channels, but we are waiting on the final from the Department of Health and Human Services at this time. Sarah, I do not know if the 1-800 number is up and running yet. Diane, do you know?
I do not. I'm sorry. We will post that on our website as soon as we know more.
Yeah, so the cards will be snail mailed to the home that is listed in the Michigan Student Data System. So whatever was entered as part of the spring collection or the early childhood collection, that is the address that will be used for public students and early childhood collection students. But just to recap, our non-public students that are not part of the public school collection for some reason, because they're not receiving any sort of educational services from the public school, we don't currently have their address information in the Michigan Student Data System. So that group we have to mail to the individual non-public schools, and we will put out more information to those non-public schools as soon as we have it ready to help them get those cards distributed to their families. Okay, so it looks like someone just called the number and was told to hold for assistance. So that could be their general line, but thank you for doing that.
All right, Mel, with that, we have no other questions in the chat box. Thank you for taking over for me when I had technical difficulties, but thank you everyone for joining us today. Please do let us know if you have additional questions. Again, this webinar was recorded and will be posted on our website along with all of the Q&As from both webinars, so you can get as many questions answered as possible. We appreciate you all. Have a wonderful Friday.